Okay, so I'm going to be doing a breakdown of my attempt at the Reddit community challenge called the Sorceress. And the rules were that you had to have a primary clan of Stygian, and by the end of the run, meaning in final battle, your only unit could be your champion. So by the end of the run, you have to remove all your starting train stewards and any other units that you start with. You can have any secondary clan, and the highest covenant level wins, and the highest score of uh, the winning runs at the same covenant level will win the overall contest. So I feel like there's a couple clans that work well. Hellhorned can just do infernos and ignore the champions, but I feel like you need uh, ideally a lot of removal there of all your starting cards, and you have to remove the train stewards, so that's kind of a lot of cost, and you really need to get that Inferno early to help out your run in the meantime. So I think Umbra is a really strong choice because it has a lot of ways to keep the champion alive and make the champion do more. And the spells are, of course, great to supplement that. So mainly with Umbra, you get damage shields, you have access to trample, and the morsels make it so that champion does a lot more with their attacks. So this start, I think this is a great start. It has Frenzied Swarm, which in later boss battles, that's many equivalent of many damage shields. Um, it could be 10 tacks, or just from the boss, like three or four tacks, especially if you double stack it. So it's really good, and it can enable the offerings, which we have offering tokens, so we already want to grab those. And finally, Ember Drain is a really big part of what I think makes Umbra work with this challenge. So if we can make this free, having a way to cast those offerings for free is really important, I think. And Packed Morsels is great too. Another free morsels to block for you, and that are better than the starting ones. So for the champ, I think we want both Frostbite and Trample so that we can deal with the backline, and the Frostbite is great against the bosses. So I think finding out the artifact is more important. And the jack strips are a lot of damage mitigated. So we do have 2 consume cards, but I don't think that's very impactful to maybe keep them. So this is huge. That's a lot of damage shields that you don't have to worry about losing. So again, we're trying to get offering tokens to cast our big spells. And so this will let us cast Frost Lances for free, but I think we need the damage from Frostbolts. This does mean we can't take a single hit most of the time, but that's okay. We're planning around that anyway. And sweep is no longer as important since we have the jack strips. The market invasion here has very little impact. All those units will die if we set up on the bottom floor. So it just means we can't set up on an upper floor, but that's okay. If it was a unit draft, I would have considered skipping it because we don't need a unit. But money's good. Don't really need that, but it can block for us. I was hoping for a better morsel for the second one. Downside of the trial is it's very hard to get the collector if we sit up on the bottom floor and we don't draw a spell. We had a lot of spells, a lot of spells that could have gotten it. So we definitely want to do that. And this guy actually blocks 2 hits because it has 4 hit points. Let's find out what we get here. Okay, so dazing here doesn't really matter since we basically get 3 hit points if we daze, because then the morsel lives, but I don't think 3 hit points is going to make a big difference in the boss battle, so I actually am going to daze the collector so that we can get it. Okay, so this guy's dead already. This guy is dead, so we don't need to worry about either one. So we're just going to load up here, and we're guaranteed to get at least 1 trained steward, maybe 2. So we should be okay in the boss battle. Okay, we're already killing the boss, so it doesn't matter what we do. Frostbite's really good for that. We do need to build up some damage shields. I don't think the morsels are gonna cut it once we remove the train stewards. So this we'd have to get rid of. I don't think it's worth it in the meantime. This, we have 2 offering tokens and a frenzied swarm, so this is really good. This could be okay for dealing with backlines, but again, we have jack strips, so I think we're often going to be setting up on the 2nd floor. So this, I don't really see what this is going to do. Like, we could add 10 damage so we can cast it for free, but I don't think we need 10 damage. I think actually this is not bad. We already have 2, but it means we can remove some of these shade splitters so that on our first cycle it's not going to save us any time, but on our 2nd cycle it means we're going to get Frenzied Swarm and the Crypt Builders more frequently, and hopefully Void Binding or something like that. Path choice is easy on this challenge. I don't think it's worth picking up any units just to remove them later, especially these Umbra units that kind of require some meta progression. Good Permafrost, the Crypt Builder. But I kind of wanna put double stack on the Frenzied Swarm if I can, so I'm gonna see if that comes up, or hold over on, I don't know, offering token maybe. But double stack, that is, I mean, on the final boss, it's the 6 damage shields, at least. and it'll cast my offerings. So, I mean, I might dupe that Crypt Builder at some point. Let's make it free. And holdover would be nice on it, but if I have Ember Drain, I might not be able to cast it. I don't think 10 damage is going to do anything on any of these. 70 damage is not very different from 60, and 16 is not different than 10 for most situations. I could remove a card though. So I think the Frozen Lance. I have to eventually remove the Train Stewards, but they are tanking for me in the meantime. I can't do that. I have 3 hit points, so that means I wouldn't be able to play my champion, or yeah, I basically couldn't play my champion since I'm not going to kill that disciple with spells. I think I can get away with I should have done that on the bottom floor. I can get away with setting up on the second floor. I can't really kill these guys, so I'll let Jackstraps do it. But this round, I don't want his stuff. So I actually don't have to worry about the daze carries over, which is nice. I don't have to worry about chump blocking, which means I get all of my morsels. But I want to kill him anyway, since the collector's there. Okay, I do have to chump block now, but this guy can live. I don't have any way to kill him. Okay, so if I keep both train stewards unplayed, that means I might get them again, which is another hit. I guess it's a morsel's just as good. So doesn't really matter. Because if I play them, I might get Frenzied Swarm more likely. Well, I'm killing him anyway. Definitely want one of the offerings. I think in some of the later battles it might be important to have AoE. I don't have anything I can cast with this. It might be useful if I get I forget the name of the card, but the one that gives you multi-strike later. But only then. So it's counting on one card here. This is kind of useless because I have 3 health. Like even when I get morsels, I'll have like maybe 10 health. I don't think lifesteal's gonna help us. I think damage shields are the only thing that can help us, so I'm gonna get more packed morsels. So I can safely remove these shade splitters now, because I have plenty of morsels. Probably shouldn't have grabbed it, actually. It's too many. So, speaking of too many morsels, the other artifact gave us more morsels, so I didn't need it. Here, this could help us remove scourges. This turns into energy and draw. It could help us. I mean, it doesn't really give us deck cycling because it just replaces itself, but because now cards are frozen, it might give us deck cycling. So the cards you get are draw a card and gain 2 energy, I believe. So that'll help us cast some cards that we couldn't normally because we're ember drained, potentially. Okay, so this is kind of rough because all those 1 health units are going to die from jack strips, but they are going to do it after they head to the 2nd floor. So these guys are going to die, but they're going to die up here. So they're going to do 3 damage to whatever's standing there, but which isn't a big deal, but it eats up damage shields. So I basically have to set up on the 3rd floor. I want to save that. Drain steward until the final battle. Oh, but that means I can't use Frenzied Swarm. Hopefully I can freeze Friend. No. Okay, so these guys are great for tanking. Fortunately, I need 2 of them because the death damage. I don't want them gumming up my hand. Okay, Okay, so I want this Titan's Tooth frozen, because ideally I get Frenzied Swarm. Actually, I don't need 2 Train Stewards. Okay, so I got Frenzied Swarm. So I'm going to play as many cards as I can to maximize it getting frozen. So 50-50 chance. Okay, so that's amazing. I can't kill this guy without using the Crypt Builder, so I might as well use it now, so that I can use the other ones on the boss. I can cast everything, so I will. Oh, that actually means he'll live another turn. Not bad. I don't think I could have done better. Okay. These all require way too much energy. I'm hoping to get an Ember Drain card. Okay, so if I draw, capacity just means I eat more morsels. And I think 3 is enough. And I don't really need more Ember. So draw. Could get another Frenzied Swarm. Or another Crypt Builder. But those removals are really tempting. I'm gonna remove a Train Steward and Shade Splitter. Okay. I might be crazy, but more packed morsels. Because then I can remove more stuff. Okay. This will leak through to the boss and hit those sturdier targets. I don't think I can reliably kill targets, so I'm going to be trying to get spell weakness on them and finishing them off with spells. So I don't think I can do this challenge. Okay, so I'm going to set up on the second floor. So that my spell weakness can hit them, but I don't have to deal with the 2 health guys. And spell just gives them armor. I have 3 train stewards, so I can... I don't need lifesteal, so the extra damage is better. Oh, that's kind of foolish. I gave him 20 armor for 10 frostbite, so net loss there. Should have done it on the bottom. Trying to get as many damage shields as I can. Damage. Okay, so I want to save Crypt Builder for the boss, maybe? Damage shield. Okay. So I have Frenzied Swarm for the boss along with the Crypt Builder. There's no reason not to do Titan's Tooth now. It's a little extra. Okay, this gives me Train Steward will tank 1 hit for me. Next turn. Okay, so it's already 1 because Frenzied Swarm is really good. Could get another one, but I'd have to upgrade it. And I really just want to make my deck smaller. Okay, this is a no-brainer. None of these matter. This is the way to win. So really, I just want to double stack that, cut cards, and duplicate it. But I haven't double stacked it yet, so I'm gonna do this first. No double stack. Could do that, but that means not as many morsels. And I don't think... I'm not casting a lot of spells. I'm doing like 1 big spell. And this one, doing 20 damage doesn't matter. So, if I think this one, it means I can reliably use... I have a lot of morsels. Okay, so I want to remove at least 1 train steward. Kind of can The other two can tank for me and maybe grab a collector, so I'm gonna keep one of them and get rid of Shade Splitter. Frostlance at least will do a tiny bit of damage. No double stack. I'm gonna save my money because double stack is really good. Holdover would be also good. Yeah, this matters. I'm gonna be putting spell weakness on them. Okay, so we're gonna set up. I think we want to set up on the second floor. Third floor would give us more time to build our morsels, but setting up on the second floor means we can take advantage of that spell weakness. So I think that's good. I don't think we actually care about saving train stewards. The boss attacks 5 times, so that's not gonna help, I don't think. Frozen Lance doesn't do anything this turn. Actually, probably should be maximizing damage. So I should have played the Shade Splitter first to see if it gave me damage, but it didn't, so it's fine. Okay, so should have put him in the back. I think we want to save that for the boss, since that's basically ten damage shields. The boss attacks 5 times, so I think we can afford to let some of these guys get through. Unfortunately, that means these armored guys are really gonna love me because I'm gonna be feeding them morsels. The lifesteal is gonna be eaten up before the boss comes, so I'm just trying to get as much damage as I can get. I also want to try to play as many cards as I can so that these get frozen, but unfortunately I can only play one. Okay, so I'm gonna save that for the boss. Can play 2 cards. But I have another offering token, so I don't need the Shade Splitters. Lifesteal might actually... No, it won't help at all because he's going to be dazed. So just want damage and health. Which means this one doesn't... We'll tank. Okay, so I want to keep this in hand. Actually, I could just play it now. Okay. I'm going to draw a Crypt Builder next turn. So that should finish him off. This wouldn't be bad if I could have units, but I can't. I don't like the random discard from this. I don't need any of those. Okay, so I'm still looking for double stack on Void Binding and card remove, so perfect. This is pointless and this is awesome. So that means the first morsel I summon each turn will tank 2 hits instead of 1. Instead of 3 hits instead of 1. Double stack. I don't think it's worth holding over because I just want to cut cards now. The enemies are doing enough damage that the train stewards are not reliable anymore. Actually, I'm going to cut a frozen lance because the shade splitters now provide some damage shields. I mean, I still want to remove them, but I can't afford to remove anything else. Unfortunately, I do not want those weights of contrition clogging up my draw. Like, it doesn't just go to your discard, it goes to the top of your draw pile, so that means my damage shields are gonna be really bad if I don't sit up on the bottom floor. especially with these tanking for me, I think it's okay. Okay, so I get whatever I want here. I think I want as much damage as possible. Oh, I forgot. I don't have the I use this on my champion, so I don't have it this turn. I'm actually going to put these guys up here so they start eating away the guardian. There is a scenario where they're dazed and this is dead, and there's like a 1 health guy. I'll start getting the boss down. See, this is why I wanted these embers, because of these scourges. So this is going to take all 3 hits, so I don't need to swarm. Also, I get it anyway. So this guy only does 1 damage, so he tanks all the hits and I get to eat him. Good, I was hoping for that. Actually, I'm gonna save the crypt builder because they're dying anyway. Hmm. 14 damage shields, I use up 3. I'm gonna do it. we go. He's dead already, but I also have that. Okay, I think this is set. I can do this from now on. I just need to dupe the void binding. So because I have sweep, this means that all my excess damage to the back will loop around to the front. So this is a lot of damage. I don't have a lot of money. So I think just thinning out our deck is better. There's nothing we're required to remove. I should keep a couple frozen lances because on the final battle, the boss summons attackers on the top line. So it'd be nice to have a way to kill them that doesn't burn a big resource. I do have morsels that can attack as well. So, but I'm gonna remove a shade splitter since they cost money. Or they cost ember. I want to be able to cast that as soon as I get it. I think double stack on this is good. It could also cost reduce the trample, but because I have all of these, I think I should be able to use it. Okay, so I haven't really been using the spell weakness to finish them off. That could change, but I think I'm hoping to kill them. Okay, I don't think this matters at all. Because if they hit me, I'm dead anyway. I think I want... Oh, they attack... So I'm getting 5 attacks? Let's see what I get here. I want to... I was hoping to have a way to kill them because that way I can get the damage shield stacks on Tethys. And only one stack, or only one morsel is tanking. Does mean I do less damage, because, well, I don't have trample yet. There's trample, but I can't afford it. I shouldn't have played the crypt builder there. Should put it, I don't know, even there. These guys suck. Okay, so still have 15 damage shield stacks. So still in okay shape. But I was hoping to get trample going sooner. Okay, so now one of these two gets saved. Should have. That's good. Okay, he's dead anyway. With that boss, I never want to risk playing more cards. Okay. Not worth it. I only have one big damage spell. I didn't want Feast because I'd rather just have more them tank. Okay, so here I could get double stack or holdover on Void Binding, but and I could cost reduce Umbra Stone. Over here I could just dupe the double stacked Void Binding, so that seems to make the most sense. And I can remove the Frozen Lances that I'll keep one. I forgot about the... Well, I don't have any way to cast it. this means that a morsel could kill the guy that spawns there, but I'd rather have more points. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep all my gold for points. This will take away all my damage shields, but I'm hoping to get enough of them that it doesn't matter. Okay. Alright, that's good. I can get trample, which is really good. Oh, I forgot he attacks all of them. So they're all gonna die. So he's gonna die from frostbite. So I'm just trying to save the pyre. Now he's gonna die. So this guy can kill off everybody as long as I keep a morsel up there. So I went with the damage over time there since they both weren't dying. I keep forgetting about him attacking all my morsels. I forget how many rounds this is. I should probably save the swarm for the boss. Since they're all dying, I don't need to play that. Okay, so I have the boss killer, which is Frenzied Swarm, which is 6 damage shields. And since they're dying, I'm gonna hold on to one of these for the boss. I could have just cast it right now, but I forgot. Okay, they're dying again. Unfortunately, I don't have any morsels. Okay, so almost there. Oops. Okay, so he's dead. I have 32 stacks of damage shield and 76 ember drain. Okay, so this isn't exactly what I got. I did a little better this time, but this was the same seed, and that was my logic going through it. In my first attempt, I had ended up having to kill Seraph on the second floor, so my score was a bit lower. I believe I also removed an extra frozen lance, which, well, anyways, thanks for watching. This is my first video, so I'm sure I have lots of room for improvement, but on future challenges I'll try to record it as I'm doing it, and should be interesting. Thank you.